This is Sophia. I'm 26 years old, and a year ago, I moved to a new city because I thought it would finally turn my life into something bigger. Better job prospects, more opportunities, a fresh start. On paper, it worked. I got the job, I rent a nice flat, I'm doing well, but almost no one knows how lonely I am. I spend most evenings alone, cooking for one, and scrolling through messages from friends back home who are slowly building lives I'm no longer part of. When I do meet people here, the conversation feels light and temporary, like we're all auditioning for connection without committing to it. The part that hurts most is how much I've changed. Back home, I was the loud one, the organizer, the friend who made things happen. Here, I'm quieter, more cautious, unsure of who I'm allowed to be. Sometimes I wonder if I didn't just move cities, I misplaced my personality. Last weekend, I walked past a cafe where everyone seemed to know each other, laughing like they belonged. I stood outside longer than I like to admit, pretending to check my phone, wishing I could just walk in and be known. My question is, how do you rebuild a sense of belonging when you've left every version of yourself behind? Yeah, I love this story. This story is chasing your dreams or chasing more, trying to improve your life, and the plan just does not go how you imagined it. And a little bit of this for me is you're almost chasing something. The grass is greener on the other side. And I experience this all the time. I experience this so much, it's ridiculous. I really think I want something until I realise once I've got it that it's not actually what I want. That what I had was the best thing. It's the story of my life, in a sense, meant in my own head. And it's because when things are a norm, when things feel, you're so used to the life that you have, you're comfortable. The comfort is almost missed. The reality of your life, you don't really see. And that's not to say don't step out your comfort zone. Don't almost go over and see if the grass is greener. You've got to experience things, you've got to try things in life. And not only that, but to achieve your dream, you do have to suffer. You do have to go up against a bit of adversity. Otherwise, the dream's not really that big. It's not a dream because you haven't got to sit there and wonder about it and ponder on it and so I wish I had that, because you would just get it. It sounds funny and it sounds simple and sounds stupid to say, but it is a dream because it is big. And when something is big, it holds value. And to attain things of value, you have to go through shit to get it. And it's such a big move. You also got to realize how fucking brave you've been to actually make that decision and go through with it. Do you realize how many people dream of doing something like what you've done or almost changing the full life? Yet their own worries get in the head. And you've done it. You've stepped out and you've done it. Don't get me wrong. It's not the dream you thought it was and you're suffering a bit. But that's part of the journey. That's part of the path that you're on. And the thing is, hindsight's always a funny thing because you might, in 5 years, which might seem long to a lot of people, but it's not that long when you're actually experiencing it. But also, a lot can change in a year. Fucking everything changes in 5 years. And you can look back in 5 years and laugh to yourself and say, listen, do you remember those times I fucking had no one? I risked it all to try and get this dream of mine. And God, it started crap. You're at the beginning of this new life that you're getting for yourself. And one of the worst things you can do is compare yourself to others. If you do it in a wrong way, you can compare yourself and appreciate what you have. But when things change and you look back almost with a bit of regret, then it tears you apart. Because you're looking back at your old friends and your old life in a sense, and regretting the choice you made. Think of all those times where you were living in that existence and you thought, this is shit. I want better. I want to go try and get my dream. You forget about all those times. I'll tell you a story about me. When I was a bit younger, I was 18, and I used to have a job which was a steeplejack, which we used to travel around all the time. That's the job. You travel and you climb up chimneys and work at height fixing stuff. But you're traveling all over the country, even abroad sometimes. And my first big job, I think it was my second week in the job, I'd been sent out with a bunch of lads and not been told where I was going for 2 weeks. I didn't pack any clothes. I didn't have any warning. It was horrendous. I get there and we're not working on a chimney. We're working underground, reinforcing the structure underneath the chimney. So not what I've signed up for, thinking I'm working at heights. Not what I've imagined. I'm underground. It's dirty as anything. And I'm on a night shift. I'm working 16 hours for 2 weeks. And I'm thinking, what the hell have I got myself into? And one of the reasons I took that job is to get away from home. It's to get out, have a bit of independency, get away from my parents. They were getting on my nerves, as you imagine they do at 18, because you're stupid, you're oblivious to the world. That first week on that job, I must have been 3 days in or something like that. I ended up going for a walk around the streets because you're knackered and there's nothing else to do. We didn't actually have any time. It was sleep, work. All this time, I thought I'll go for a walk. And I'm going for a walk and it hits me. The realization hits me of what sort of crap situation I'm in. And what I'm feeling is I'm feeling homesick. All I want to do is be around my family. I've been chasing this stupid idea of getting away. And it was a big moment for me to realize that sometimes the things you imagine aren't better than what you've got. Now, I stayed in that job for a full year and did that, and it got better, don't get me wrong. And I fucking experienced a bunch of shit that was unbelievable, that you wouldn't believe. And it was worth it, don't get me wrong. And that's what this situation is. Who's this situation making you become? What's it making you realize that you actually love in life, that you actually value? A lot of us sit around and might not see the value in our life, might not see the purpose in every day. On an even deeper issue, a lot of people don't see a purpose in living. But once you have things taken away from you, you say, God damn it, I want that back. And when you miss things, you really see the value in it. And all that does for me, the realization that I had, this is just a tool to make you happier, to make you enjoy life more. Because once you get friends back again, once you get those moments, you realize, God, I miss this. This is what I want. This is what life's about. This is the value in life. This is what makes me happy. This is why I'm so lucky. I've now got a group of friends. Once you find your friends, you're going to feel so lucky that you've found them and that you get to spend your time with them. If you can see it like that, not everyone does it. We fall into traps. We forget that feeling of the loneliness that you're experiencing. It's almost human nature, but that's also part of the journey. And the advice that I would give here is always, like I say, keep on going. You got to keep on trying and working and trying to figure it out, which everyone knows that they've got to do that. And what I'd say is you have to work on making friends. And that's difficult. It's awkward. It's opening yourself up for feeling insecure. You feel vulnerable because you want people to like you. Me, I hate that feeling of wanting other people to like me. It was one of the issues I had when I started filming. I've got this weird love that I can speak on camera and make these videos and other people might get value from it. But the reward, the measurement for success is people liking you, is people watching. And that's against what I want to do. That's against things that give me pleasure. It's almost the opposite. I don't look for people to like me. They're either going to like me or they're not going to like me. And if you're not that sort of person that requires other people's opinions of you to be positive, it's difficult when you're trying to make new friends because that's what you got to do, in a sense. You got to impress other people to make them your friend. That's how you think about it. But the realistic way to make friends is you just be you. And that's what I figured out with filming. If you just be you, people are going to like you, dislike you, not watch your videos, hate your videos. You're going to get fucking 3 views on videos for years. Who cares? As long as you're just being you and doing what you want to do. And that's how you make friends. Go do stuff. Go get hobbies, do things. You've obviously got that spirit inside you to want to experience life. Go test different hobbies, really step out your comfort zone and go into groups. I don't know if it's just from a lad's perspective or just my own experience, but if I had to make friends, I'd be doing sport and trying to chat to people if I felt lonely. It's hard. I've seen the statistic of how many of us have a best friend and how many of us have how large our friendship groups are. They're getting lower as years go on, as generations develop. We're getting less friends. And I wonder if a part of it is that we're just not being brave anymore. And we're not, also maybe not necessarily not being brave anymore, but we're not seeing that we're all human. Most people will accept new friends as long as someone's not a knobhead or someone's not a weirdo, a freak. Or in a sense, that's a bit judgy, but in a sense, someone has similar interests to you and is like you in a way. And good friends, don't forget, good friends are hard to come by. It takes a lot to be a good friend. There's a load of things that go into relationships, and a friendship is a relationship. You've got to trust the other person. The other person's got to be, you've got to listen to the other person. You've got to care for the other person. You've got to be vulnerable with the other person or people. And I wonder if that's why you have these surface level interactions, because in a way, maybe you're not willing to put yourself out there. You're not willing to accept that people might not like who you are. You might have weird quirks, weird interests. Are you prepared to expose them in a sense? Or are you only being fake? And also look at everyone's friendships around you. Are they real friendships? Because I've seen friendships of other people and I just know that they're fake. I just know that they're there for comfort because they don't want to feel lonely. And this is to talk about something Chris Williamson talks about, this is your lonely chapter. This is where you've parted way from your old life to something better. Achieve something that makes you happier, makes you grow. And that's a lonely road. It's a lonely path for a while. Not forever, but for a while. And almost sit in it and appreciate it because it's not going to be forever. I think that's what gets me through a lot of situations in life. A lot of anxiety in life is I know whatever it is, this too shall pass. I mean, it's a cringy line maybe at this point, but this too shall pass. Nothing lasts. The good times don't last. The bad times don't fucking last. Everything changes. And you can take that with value because you're gonna figure it out. And the person that you used to be is still inside you. All it is you're feeling insecure. This is what insecurities do to people. They change and they make you not who you truly are. And it's getting past that and getting away from being stuck. And also realizing how fucking human that actually is. How most people will relate to that. Most people, by the statistics, show that they feel like they have less friends or they don't have friends. They definitely don't feel like they have a best friend. And also, I don't know, this might be right to say or maybe wrong to say, but lower your expectation. Get on the friend ladder, in a sense. Get one friend. By lowering your expectation and not searching for this perfect person and this perfect situation, that these surface level interactions that you're having with people, you don't feel like the deep friendships like you once had. How long did those deep friendships take? Now, people have instant connections and you feel like you've known people forever. But a bond is still created over years. The arguments you have, making up, being there when someone needs you. A good friendship takes years to build. So all friendships are in a sense a surface level. Unless you meet, obviously, those special people that you really connect with. But the majority of your friendships are surface level at the start. And it's just time. It's the shit answer, but time. is also another solution here, as long as you just keep trying and you're an organizer. Get out there and with these surface level people, be like, well, listen, do you want to fucking go do X, Y, Z? Are you free? And not only that, take a bit of joy in being alone. Obviously, after a certain amount of time, you start feeling lonely. But take a bit of joy in the fact that you can actually live life alone for this time. That you can cope, feel a bit confident about that the time that you're in right now, you're safe. You're working towards, you can back yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. You can back yourself, worst case scenario, if stuff don't work out with putting yourself out there, trying to make friends, you are okay on your own. It's uncomfortable, but you are okay. And a part of this problem is we have this expectation that life's going to run smoothly. I have it, and I know life doesn't run smoothly. And every single time you try and do something, you think, this will run smoothly, and it fucking doesn't. And it's almost like a little joke life plays on you. And just realize what's actually happening and your expectation don't match, but the result can still match what you want. In most cases, if you keep going, it gets better than this. It's getting better than you ever imagined. And trust yourself and just be yourself. That's the big advice here as well. You don't force things in a way. You don't want to be forced to be friends with someone that turns out not to be good, but you know what I mean? When it comes to friendships, you got to get out there. And for me, a big part of this story is the friends, is feeling alone, because that's such a painful feeling. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. No one wants to be around you. But just know that that's inside your head. Because you are good enough. You do have value in this world. It's just this part of your experience, this part of your path, this is how it's going right now. And figure out the lessons and learn the lessons that are being taught to you. One that I see is value your fucking friends when you have your friends. If I'm sitting here listening to this and the problem don't relate to me, the value I would take from this is, holy shit, I've got friends that I love, that are great, that improve my life. That God, if I didn't have them, how lonely would I feel? Sit down and appreciate what you have. And it's hard to connect with people because you want to have common interests. Most of the people we work with day to day, we don't actually have any interest in making friends with them because we don't have things in common. And that's where hobbies. I filmed a video months ago about friends, maybe even longer than months, maybe even a year ago, about how to make friends. And it's just do what you love, do what you want to do. And just know that you're not going to be comfortable doing that. Me, when I was in college, I was uncomfortable with chatting to people and socializing with new people. I felt uncomfortable. And what I used to do, what I used to hate, is before a lesson started, we'd sometimes have 5 or 10 minutes out in the corridor before we got in. And I used to just go to the toilet and sit in the toilet for a bit, for 5 minutes, because I would feel awkward and uncomfortable about those conversations with people you didn't have any interest with outside that classroom. And I do regret that a bit today, because you're running away from feeling uncomfortable. You're running away from the possibility of making a new friend, of being human. Also sitting there and being like, listen, we have no interest, but we can just sit here in silence and be okay with it. That's fine too. You don't get anywhere from running away from being uncomfortable. You have to head towards the uncomfortability, if that's even a fucking word. You have to run towards being uncomfortable because the reward on the other side is massive. How many attempts have you made to make a friend? You hit 10? If you hit 50? If you hit 100? Think of it as a numbers game here. How many people are you going through? And the more people you go through, the more you face this discomfort, the more confident you're going to feel in yourself that everything's okay, that you're just on this path and you'll find it in time. Don't get me wrong. Look at what you've got still. You might have moved away, but you've still got the friends. The people are still there. You have a support. You have a foundation here. You have a strong foundation where you can message and ring them, contact them, meet up, go back to wherever, and have these almost spurts of comfort, spurts of support. But I think a lot of the time, the friendship groups that we're in and the real good friends that we make happen naturally. And if you're too fixated on it at the same time, it's like building a method to find a best friend usually don't work. And usually it just happens naturally. And have a bit of comfort in the fact that everything's going to be okay. I enjoyed that one. I enjoy them all, but just at the gym now, so peace.